Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you very much for joining us today. Patrick Nelson here. I'll be joined by Ivan, who's just rushing up the lift at the moment, so he'll be with us in 1 second. In the meantime, what I'll do is I'll get read our disclaimer. Any advice contained in today's presentation is general only, doesn't take into consideration your personal circumstances, and you need to decide for yourself whether it's appropriate for you. Past returns are not an accurate indicator of future returns. Now, Ivan and I put this session on, decided to run it last Wednesday when we were looking at the market, and we could see a lot of positions that were lining up for lit longs, and in fact there are a lot sitting there today. What we had an issue with last Wednesday was just the time from the expiry day didn't meet our rules, so the time to expiry is now 59 days under the 60. So now these trades are lining up. So we wanted to spend some time, go through each one of the trades that are there at the moment that are close to lit longs. Now the market's pulled off a little bit, so I don't think there are any in the scanner, but it's a good time to go through this and assess which ones, when they do present themselves, if they do present themselves, you might decide you would want to trade, and then how you would be trading that position and what you would be looking at in terms of switches and the like for those particular positions. We'll start off and just have a quick look at XGO. Welcome, Ivan. He's
Thank you.
Slinking.
I've got Brock with me as well.
Oh, g'day, Brock. How you going? All right, so we've got the big guns here.
Oh, hey, that's it. It finally was time for my KPI reviews from Brock.
So for those of you that don't know, Brock, who's sitting in the session today, he builds the system, right?
Yeah.
He's the chief of making everything possible.
Yeah.
Ivan just has these wacky ideas, and Brock has to make them a reality.
I wish about 5% actually become
So they have to get through the Brock scan,
The Brock
logic scan behind it all. So I'm just introducing everyone, and we set this session up specifically because there are a lot of positions now that we're lining up for lit longs.
Yep.
Today's obviously the market's come off a little bit,
No, it hasn't.
well, a lot of the stocks on the lit longs have come off a bit.
Yeah.
Sorry, I should say, but no, the market you are correct, and we are now. XGO is now potential lit long.
Yep.
We just need a little shuffle up from here, and I think we were talking about this the other day. You know, whilst the market closed higher than it's closed, it hasn't done anything that has sort of solidified that the move on the up is there. So we're very much at a pivot point at the moment.
Yeah.
And we've been.
And we do want the ADX to pop up a little bit as well.
Yeah.
So it's just a little bit lower.
That is a very good point. All right. So. I might take us back to the scan. So, I mean, this is a pretty good way of seeing if things are coming up, and we can see ANN. That's getting close.
All those stocks we spoke about last week.
Coles,
Except 6 new.
Caltex, James Hardie, Lendlease has sort of come off a little bit there. Ramsey, Sonic, Wesfarmers, Woolworths. There's a lot there. Right. So they're probably the main ones we will go and have a look at that are in that approaching category. But
I think it's interesting at this point in time with where the market's at. Once those guys go lit long, you'll know that the rest of the market will be dragged through the high. So it's going to be a.
All right. Yeah, but it's interesting. Everything's sort of just sitting under today, right? So I think we should probably just make our way through. Quickly go through some of these, price them up in the options cookbook, and then have a little bit of a chat around why you might do one over the other, and take any questions you've got. So why don't we get cracking?
Sounds good.
All right, so options cookbook. Long, all right. So we'd be choosing 30th of Jan expiry.
Pretty good cyclically as well, with the typical, aside from last year's, typical ramp up the Santa Claus rally.
It works every time except when it doesn't.
When you get on it,
except the one time that you go, this year.
This year, I'm putting all of it. That's it. This is the moment I'm going to make back all of the money I lost this year.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
We've had some funny traders.
all right, that is a bit aggressive. All right, let's bring this down to say 90.
We do need to put that slider on the Brock on the
Yeah.
max loss. I've been meaning to do that forever, just to slide in, just
Yeah,
like
that'd be
that. Yeah,
That'd be awesome.
yeah.
All right, so here we go. We can see in this particular trade here, the payoff's pretty good. Yep. We need it to go up. Time decay will start really working for us around here. And let's go back and have a look at the calculator.
I mean, you only needed to go. See, 1988 is the break even.
Mm.
Your max profit will occur after it goes above 2050.
Yeah.
Which it's. I think if it really ramps high, Arun just mentioned that he can't hear anything. If you guys can hear us, do you mind just typing
We did
in?
have a sound check and someone did say they could hear us, so
Just in case it dropped out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone.
Yeah.
So
Thanks, guys.
poor old Arun. So
Yeah.
All right. Well, so this is Lendlease. So Lendlease is we need Lendlease up a little bit from where it is now. Before that will line up. But I think what we're looking at for Lendlease maybe even 2 weeks ago when it was presenting itself as a lit long was some consolidation, so the 50-day moving average could get a little bit closer, and we've seen that. So just it's going to have to poke its head up above there, and then that one looks like it lines up nicely. So that's Lendlease. I think ANN was the answer was one we had a look at. All right, so yeah,
The distance is a bit.
it's a bit of an issue.
Do you want to just just right click on that? No, you got to right click on it. Yeah.
All right. Do we want to price it up anyway?
Which one?
Cancel. Right, because it's going to be presenting itself. So yeah, options cookbook. Okay. So you'll be selecting 59 days. Create strategy. All right.
Again, good risk reward.
Yeah. Nice.
30,
All
40. So again, you expect it to go 330 and just ramp higher. Yeah.
So 30, 40, that's your BE, and then after that,
Yeah.
nice. All right. So
You approve?
I approve, other than it is a little way off.
Yeah.
All right. So let's have a look at Woolworths. Well, Woolies is looking good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not too far away from the moving average as well, which is
strong
a good
trend.
starting point.
Yeah. So that could be there for you potentially today. Just needs to go up a little. So
I love that code.
wow.
Yeah. For a long time, it's a code that delivered nothing to its potential. It was really like the opposite of wow.
Yeah.
It was just like sideways.
Payoff on this one's good too. And, if you see the payoff diagram here, well, where do you want it?
40-40.
Yeah, break even 40-41. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with that chart, and I think this would be probably one that would be probably pretty popular with traders.
Yeah.
So yeah, all right.
Yeah, and the ADX is on a nice move higher as well.
Yeah. So we like Woolies. Let's go back to Strategy Builder. Coles. While we're on Woolies, may as well talk about Coles.
Retail's strong, huh?
Yeah.
The one that we probably don't look at is Cortex, just because of its runaway move higher
It's weird.
and takeover
Stuff going on.
It's just there's a lot of stuff that happens during takeovers.
Yeah.
Just lots of gaps.
Yeah. And look, and there are periods of time where fundamentals come in and play a role, and then that you, in many
Yeah.
ways, you throw your technicals out the window.
Yeah.
Well, you don't necessarily be using them
Yeah.
in tandem, but we're not. So in that,
Yeah.
this instance, you would. All right, so Coles, that's all right. It's probably like Woolies more, but let's go in.
The thing that you probably won't mention is the good thing about Woolies is that the underlying stock price is higher. So you have to put on less contracts to get the same kind of exposure. Yeah, good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing at a time, guy.
Our listeners must be absolutely just like, what is wrong with these guys?
No, I tell you what's wrong with me, because I haven't put Coles in here. And,
Yeah, we got there. We
Yeah.
got there.
Beautiful. All right, so it's pretty good.
Not as good as some of the others.
Yeah.
But it's partially, this is where we go back into the implied volatility, into the IB rank, some of these others. I love the slow kind of, he's talking again. Yeah, but the IB rank is
I've made
nice.
it
So,
sound.
yeah. So obviously, yeah, we want that to be a little bit, well, we don't want it to be high. The maximum profit's going to be a lot higher if the IB rank is higher.
Yeah.
The risk reward is going to be higher.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we've gone through Coles, Caltex, James Hardy. This has been around.
When we did set up this session, we were anticipating that it'd be green like a Christmas tree.
Well, we're not too far off,
We're not
right?
too far off.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
it's
this
just
is
a
an-
Friday, Thanksgiving kind of move in
Yeah.
the US that.
Yeah. So this has been one that we had a look at it, and I mean, plenty of people traded it, right, and have done really well out of it. Subsequently, it's been one that people have asked questions about because it's presented itself based on our rules, but really the opportunity was at the start of the move, and then we were waiting for some consolidation, which we've now received. So you could definitely look at this again. Let's go and have a look at in the strategy builder. I think it's the perfect time to do the session because it's sort of pre the move, so you can now assess if they all move up, which one am I going to take? Which one's going to be the best one for me?
The most important thing is when you're going and analysing these moves, if you're looking at a couple of different opportunities, don't do calls and Woolies. Do one of those, right? Make sure that you're sticking to to different sectors, that you're not, so that you're sort of diversifying yourself a little bit. They'd be the most important things to take out of that.
Yeah. This is fine again.
Yeah.
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 All right. So we've done LLC, Ramsey. You traded the Ramsey?
Yeah, I did Iron Condor on it ages ago.
Hmm.
It finished, I remember it was like right on expiry date, and it just sneaked through my sold call, I think it was, on the upside, and I ended up being close to maximum profit on it, but the whole closing that call down in the last 30 seconds, last 30 minutes was tough. Because obviously not as liquid as, but yeah, Ramsey was just, I had a couple of trades on it, a couple of good ones.
All right, so here we go. So that's
Last
close.
year.
That's super close.
Yeah. And it's really good about that. So the couple of good things about this trade in particular, if you look at it, so it was there in July and it's had a sell-off, and now you look at the moving average, it's 50 days picking up. Obviously it had a really, really strong move from 60 to 73. And the funny thing is that, again, we can go back to this. Most people would be sellers at this level.
Yeah.
And this fundamentally, you look at it, everything is actually lining up to really give it the next leg. Can you just change that to a 5-year chart? Probably just for that longer term. And I think that'll be an interesting one. That's moved to a weekly chart. Yeah. So you want to just, can you just zoom out of that?
You want to go daily?
It doesn't matter. I mean, it's a good thing about candlesticks. So, that sort of probably puts into perspective as to how significant that move is because you have that lower
Yeah.
So 2018, it was bearish, and that was really the first time it turned around. Now it's, if it comes and cleans this out, it's literally blue skies, and this is one of those that you go, yeah. Trent, do you want to?
Yeah, absolutely, Trent.
This is something that you're very good at doing, and I'm really bad.
All right, so
just stepping through a trade.
Let's go 1 year chart. All right, so let's say we're looking at Ramsay and it doesn't quite line up with the rules, but first thing that we'd be looking for is that the 52-week high has been breached in a bullish position, and inverse if it was a bearish trade that we were looking at. So Ramsay's right up near the 52-week high, and should it break out, this is probably just this little day here that we're looking for it to go above now. That would be a break on the upside. All right. We're also looking at the 50-day moving average crossing over the 200-day moving average, which it did back here. So overall, the trend is up. We want to see that 50-day moving average is trending up, and we want to see the share price trading higher than the 50-day moving average, which it is also doing. I think the other thing we look at is the ADX, which is, we want that to be above 20, and we can see that that is well above 20 at the moment. All right, so they're the rules. There is a rule sheet. Tim can send that rule sheet through to you, and we're running the next webcast. I'm not even sure. Let me look at my calendar.
Tuesday night, I think we've got one. This is a game one.
That's a game one. You know what? If you come along, we're doing a session with Graham O'Brien from the ASX on Tuesday night. Yep. And at the end of that session, we're going to be talking about option strategy. So at the end of that session, what we'll do is we'll do the run through of the lit, and we'll do the rules,
yep.
And the switching rules as well.
Yep.
So if you come along to that, Trent, and I know a lot of the people on the session will be well and truly across lits,
yep.
and trained on them, come along to that. We'll give you all of that as well. All right. So yep. just book in via the newsletter.
Maybe you can come visit my new studio.
Your new abode. I think Graham's in town, isn't he?
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. All right. So Ramsay, let's quickly run through anything else. Seek, I wouldn't worry. Sonic, we'll have a look at Wes as well. Sonic and Wes. All right. Okay, Sonic's very close. It has presented itself last week. It's traded up since then. Well, it won't have come up as a trade recommendation just because of the timing of expiry, but it's now presenting itself. Let's have a look into the strategy builder. All right, max loss, max profit, that's fine. All right, so this is absolutely fine. Your break even is 30.93, and we are, yeah. Look, there's nothing there that I would be that all lines up. The distance between share price and the 50-day moving average, it's kind of a little bit wider than some of the others, so that's something to consider. So you'd be going back, and there is a very strong uptrend here as well. So
pretty choppy, isn't it? God, it's an interesting stock. Like, it's if you turn that into a weekly or monthly chart, it's clearly just up. But look at the intraday. It's just gap, consolidate, gap, consolidate, gap, consolidate. Yeah. I mean, there's probably more red candles than green candles.
Yeah,
and still up.
It's still up strongly. So yeah.
I mean, dare I say, manipulation? Patrick is shaking his head going.
All right, now Wes is our last. All right. Okay, Trent is saying... yeah, okay, yeah, just get a recording of it, Trent. All right.
Need to register for it.
Yeah, register, and anyone that registers gets a recording. after the session, probably a day later. Not CTX. Yeah, Richard has just asked not CTX. Yeah, just because of the fundamentals take over and whatnot.
Did you just say the F word?
Yes. Yes. We ignore it because of fundamentals. All right, Wes. Look, Wes, what do you think about this, Ivan? It looks good to me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is the funny thing is that for a lot of these things, the big considerations is obviously, pick a stock that that you feel more comfortable with, and it's really going to be a timing thing more than anything else. Whoever's pushing high is going to be the strongest stock anyway.
Coles, Woolworth, or Wes, right?
Yeah,
at the moment, so that's your
yeah.
decision, and you look at it, make your own mind up. I've probably got an opinion. I might share the same one, might have a different one, but it doesn't really matter. But it would then be, if you're looking for your second trade, well, there are lots of other opportunities that are lining themselves up. So provided the market moves up, and as we said earlier, we are at a pivot point, right? So it's an interesting junction.
If it doesn't, the only thing you're looking for is where's the 50-day moving average. So
That's right.
So if the market is really, it's a fake out and a major fake out, then you just want to be, you want to be in that position to reverse quickly. But typically, when the market makes all-time highs, it doesn't stop for a while.
Yeah.
So typically, the one time.
I'm just trying to think of, I don't think I can say the name of the aftershave in Anchorman, who says it works every time, 60% of the time.
99% of the time, it works every time. No, 90% of the time, it works every time. Yeah, no, you can't call the perfume what it is.
Yeah. All right.
Well, you can, but...
Anyway, so again, there you go. So we've run through it. That's what we wanted to do with this session, is to go through what's lining up there. We're in not too dissimilar position that we were in on Wednesday. The difference is the expiry days now lining these up. So as soon as those candles move above that 52-week highs, there's probably about 8 trades that are very, very close to presenting themselves.
So it looks like 10:30. If you've got some meetings, cancel them so you can check out what's happening in the market.
If you're looking at this, what my suggestion to you would be, I would go through, and if you're going to trade some of these lit longs, look at the ones you want to trade and look at the ones you don't want to trade, rule the ones out you don't want to do, and then go in and set an alert at the price level where it breaks through, so that you get a push notification or an email telling you that it's happened, and then you can and then you can get on.
If you're not getting push notifications from a platform, log into impliedvolatility.com.au on the phone. There's a big green button saying enable push notifications, and you will get that email to you when you set up a price alert. Do you want to quickly just show how to do a price alert as well, just for those of you that don't know that?
I'm going to slow down. So, so for those that are watching, if you see this little arrow here, open that up. You go to alerts, which is the top right hand corner of your screen. You should be able to see my mouse over that. I've just clicked on it, and I go new alert, put in the security code. So we go Woolworths. In this instance, price above, I don't know what the 52-week high is, but
40 or something. Just go 40 or something.
All right.
That's it.
0. Anyway.
No, our systems are pretty smart, man.
Yeah, there you go. So now that's sitting there. You can cancel it, you can edit it, you can do whatever you want, but you've got an alert, which is a really efficient way of setting yourself up, especially if you're like everyone else and you're very, very busy. All right, so what have we got? Is there a level on ADX that indicates a turning point, i.e. CSL 50 historically?
No. No, the ADX isn't about telling you anything about the direction. It's all about the strength of the underlying trend. Yeah. Good response. Thanks, Trudy.
All right, guys. I think that's it for us today. Thank you very much for coming along. I hope you've enjoyed the session. Good luck with your trading over the next little period of time. Here's to a Santa Claus rally. And if you need anything, just get in touch. Thanks, guys. See you later.
Bye.